right, guys, so I'm gonna see if I can add to request to join you. All right, so Serena, when Serena pops on here, I'm gonna have her add herself. When Serena gets on, I'm gonna have her add her video so you guys can see her. Happy Thursday, you guys. Sorry, I'm using my printer in the background. That's what you guys can hear is my printer. I'm so excited about this call. Like I said, Serena, when you're on, let me know. Oh, thank you guys. I blow dried it last night and then I woke up and it still looked like decent. Okay. All right, Serena, so request to join as a guest. Request to join as a guest. Happy Friday Eve. All right. Hello.
Hello.
I am so excited to have you on this morning.
Thank you.
So excited. So for those of you guys that may not know Serena, there are a ton of consultants within our organization. This is our leadership page for leads and above. And as you guys know, we're not going to be doing calls every month with you guys. We're going to do them quarterly. And in between, we're going to be doing stuff like this. And also, I'm expecting you guys to come on and share how you're leading live. So to kick off February, Serena, I thought you would be perfect. She is one of our, what I would like to call newer directors because she joined, it was May, right?
Yes.
Joined May 2021, you guys. She's going to tell a little tiny bit of her story when she shares why Cincy, and then she's going to share why leadership with Cincy. And then the last one that we're going to spend a lot of time on, which you guys, I think, really need insight on, is what she does on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And I know you're going to dig into that. And so before she starts, I do want to say this about Serena, too. She was in another direct sales before Cincy, had to work it completely different, kind of had just I'll just say it, like a bad taste probably for direct sales, because I know I tried to recruit her for years. Like literally she would have great parties and she always wanted to smell the testers, and I was like, you're not a consultant, be a consultant and you can do all this. So I'm saying that to say that you guys have customers right now like Serena that it's not their time yet, but as you identify too, and this is something, Serena, I definitely want you to talk on when you're sharing what you do on a daily, weekly, monthly, what you guys are doing to be intentional about who you're sponsoring, right? Because, Serenas don't just happen. All right. So I want you guys to understand that too. A lot of you guys, I think, when you sponsor, you think that first person you sponsor is going to be like a Serena or like a Katie Laster or any top producer, you name them. It's like you think that they're going to be like that. And because Serena was already in leadership, she knew it wasn't like that. So she came into Cincy and she already had this incredible backbone of understanding how hard you're going to have to work and that you're going to have a 50% loss until you get to where you want to be. You're just going to continue to have things happen. So without further ado, Serena, I would love for you to introduce yourself and first share why Cincy.
All right. Hi, everyone. So I'm Serena. Our team is named the Scent Warriors. That our team name, it took me a little bit to really come up with a name, but as soon as my team came together, Warriors was one of the names that we kind of threw in there, and I'm like, as soon as I seen that name, I knew for our team that's what our team are. We are a bunch of women, no men yet, but that's gonna happen soon. We're just a bunch of women that have went through things in our past that aren't going to define us anymore, and we are warriors out of that. So that my name, just our team name, holds a very special place for me, and really defines kind of a lot of what I went through in my past to get to where I'm at today. So I am a director with Cincy, and I hit director 4 months in. And if you're at a place right now where you think you can't do it, yes, you can, because I never ever imagined that I would be where I'm at with Cincy so quickly. Like Chloe said, I was with a direct sales company before, and that's kind of why I ended up in Cincy, because I was not getting what I thought I deserved. What I was working my butt off, and I didn't have the leadership. I had to do everything on my own in the last company I was with, and I just felt like I didn't matter with that company. So a little bit of how I came to Cincy. I was one of Chloe's customers for about 7 years. She knew that I was with another direct sales company, so she never really, she would mention, hey, you can make this much off of your order you just placed, but she never really wanted to ask me to join because she didn't want to overstep boundaries. She knew that I was happy with where I was. So in February last year, we found out that my husband had cancer. And I try not to get emotional. I knew in that moment when we found out that I needed to do something different, that I was not happy with where I was. I needed to stop telling myself I was happy with the company that I was with. And I needed to do something different. And I remember opening up my phone and watching Chloe's story. And I loved watching her journey with Cincy. I followed her for so long because I knew that Cincy was working for her. And I seen her being able to take her kids to Disney. I saw Cincy paying for all these trips. I saw how she was bought a new place and she was remodeling her house. And I was like, man, I really want that for my family. Like, that can Cincy work for me? So I remember messaging Chloe in April and I was like, okay, I want to join your team. And she was like, what? You're shitting me is what she said. Like, you really? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And she said, okay, well, you're not just going to join, you're going to host a party because you're going to earn your kit for free. There's no reason why you need the $99 kit because you already have everything Cincy. So I remember her setting up my party, and I remember as soon as she set it up, you guys, I was in Messenger. I was messaging people. I was like, okay, I am doing a launch party because I am going to take on this whole new adventure. I'm joining Cincy and I'm trying to earn my kit for free. Have you heard about Cincy? I was in my Messenger every single day of our party. And the first day, my party did like $500, you guys. Like, my party hit almost $2,000 and it wasn't even a whole week long. And I knew in that moment that this is where I was supposed to be, that I made the right decision to join Cincy. And our party wasn't even over, and I already had girls messaging me, asking me questions about Cincy, how to join, what was the business side of Cincy, because I was in stories already. I was in making lives. I was going live in my party. I didn't even need Chloe to do my party. I was doing it for her, seriously, because I knew that I wanted this to work. I knew that Cincy had to work. One, my husband hated the last company I was with. He didn't believe in direct sales, and he thought I was crazy for wanting to do another one, to be honest with you. So I needed to prove to him that this new adventure that I was taking on was going to work for us. And I knew that I needed to step up as a wife and a mother and be able to do whatever I could do for our family, because my husband may not be able to work for a while because of having to go through chemo and cancer. And my son was in speech therapy at the time, and we had a lot of things going on. Our best friend had just passed away, and our family was hit really, really hard when I decided crazily to take part and want to do Cincy with everything that was going on in our family.
Well, can I just stop you really quick, Serena, and say, like, she's being very G-rated. Like, she would be crying to me through voice text because, like, she was so overwhelmed because Justin was going through chemo. He was throwing up at home. Mm-hmm. Her kids are young, you guys. So young children under the age of 10, one boy, one girl, two totally different personalities. So you have someone who is maintaining the home, someone who is taking care of her husband, someone who was still in Unique at the time because she had to fade that out, and then decided she was going to join Cincy. And I want to make sure that's reiterated, because you guys have to understand that your circumstance does not have to determine what your future is. And I remember one of the first things Serena said to me when I was like, why do you want to join Cincy? And she was like, I want a farmhouse. That's one of the first things. Like, like, I've always wanted a farmhouse, and I kid you not, within the last year since Cincy, they have been going on drives to look at houses. They're actually, she was asking me about one earlier this week in an area that one of our SSDs lives at. So like, your circumstance, I want you guys to like understand this. It may seem in the moment impossible. Like, I remember days Serena was like, I just don't know how I'm going to get through this day. Like, I don't know how. And we would just talk or FaceTime and voice text. And I promise you, surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up, and also look at where you're going to be a year from now. A lot of people, I just listened to a Craig Groeschel training this morning, and he was talking about this. We are so quick to look at things we want right now, but it's so difficult for us to say, okay, where do I want my life to be a year from now? This is in real time, 7 months from where Serena's life was, like 7 months down the road from her changing the course. So anyways, you can continue. I just wanted to make sure people understood like the power of your testimony, and that like you had everything against you. And so many times consultants will let those things, which are valid, but they'll let them take over their life and their identity. And so anyways, your story is just so beautiful. But yeah,
thank you.
So now, do you want to get into also why leadership with Cincy? You want to kind of move forward going into that?
Yes. So, all right. So I'll just say, I didn't let my husband going through cancer and everything that I had going on in my life stop me from what I wanted with Cincy. I did not let that stop me. I was building a team. As soon as I joined, the week I joined, I had my first person that joined. I did not know her. She seen my story. I was sharing my story about what my family was going through, and that I just took on Cincy, and that I just felt the calling. I knew right away that this is what God called me to do. I just felt it. When you get chills and things just happen, it's meant to be. And I know that I had to go, our family had to go through what we had to go through for me to be where I'm at today, for me to be the person that I am today. And I know that it's so easy for us to like question God and ask God, like, why are we going through that? But he has a plan. He has a purpose. And don't let that stop you from your dreams. Don't, because you're just going to hold yourself back. So, and I didn't let that happen. I would get up every day, and I knew that I wanted to be a leader, because I want women to feel what I feel with Cincy. I have never felt this in any job that I've ever done. I have been a manager at retail. That's what I did straight out of high school, and I've not made the money that I'm making with Cincy. I could go and work, but why? To pay for my kids, for someone to watch my kids? No, I'm not doing that. I would rather stay home. And I'm making more doing Cincy. And I knew that I wanted to help inspire others. That's the reason I wanted to be a leader. And actually, my word this year that God gave me was inspire. And that's my goal in all of this. I want to help inspire so many women, regardless if they join Cincy, regardless if they join my team. But that is my passion, is just to go out and inspire other women, help them feel their worth, help them know that they are worthy of whatever they want to do. And if they want to join my team, by gosh, I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader. I'm going to help them hit every promotion that they want to go for. And I want them to hit director in 2 months instead of 4. I want them to be able to see that Cincy's an incredible company, and that they literally give us everything, you guys. We give them everything on a platter to run with, and it's your choice to do what you want with this business. It's your choice. It's not your leader's problem. It's not your leader's fault if you don't hit director. It's not. Stop blaming others. It's yours. Stop blaming others. Stop making excuses. Because my team knows, no excuses, no excuses. I don't care. I could have had every excuse in the world to not show up every single day. And I didn't let that. I didn't let what was going through my life hold me back. I just didn't. So with leadership, you guys, it's a choice, and you need to make that choice. If you don't want to be a leader, don't do it. It's a lot of work. And I'll be honest with you, it's not easy. I just messaged Chloe the other day about something that happened with someone on my team that I personally sponsored. Don't let those people get to you. If they're being negative, cut them off. You're done with it. You have to stand up for yourself because you are amazing and you cannot forget that. You are doing your job, and if they're not able to blame anybody but you, it's their fault. It's their fault. So
good. Oh, so good. So now what I really am excited for you to get into, and I want you to be as specific as possible. I would like for you to start from when you became a lead consultant. I think this is really important, Serena, because we have a lot of leads on here that need a mindset shift on work ethic. So I would love for you to walk them through, you know, and how it's evolved now to director, because now you're building directors, which we, you know, are going to talk about next week on our call, which I'm so excited about. But let's start with, you know, as a lead consultant, how did you start developing your team, and how are you working every, you know, day, week, month? Like, what does that look like for you? And let's start with you as a lead consultant.
So I'm a very pen to paper kind of girl. So if you don't have a notebook, you need one. And before I go to bed every night, I write down every single thing that I need to do the next day, because if I don't, I will forget. And yes, I have systems, I have task lists and things, but I'll be honest with you, pen and paper, I still go back to pen and paper. It just, I mean, I can use all these task lists and everything that we give you guys, but pen and paper is really where it's at. So I knew at the beginning as a lead consultant that I just wanted to continue to grow and sponsor. And I didn't want to just sponsor 2 a month. I wanted to make sure that I was sponsoring 3 to 4 a month. So I would write down every single day. Out of my 100 girls that I have wrote down, I would write down to message at least 5 people every single day and just talk to them about how this opportunity is changing my life. And
let's stop there real quick. So because too, a lot of people are scared to start that conversation with people about joining because they weren't in a direct sales like you before, and you had to push really hard in your old direct sales. So what would you say to the leads that are on here right now that are literally, let's just be honest, they're mortified to sponsor? What is your biggest tips on what helped you?
Just be you. I'll be honest with you guys. I just shared Cincy and what I'm going through daily, and how Cincy is helping me overcome my daily struggles. Really, you guys, I'll be honest with you guys. Yes, I've messaged people people that I've seen that I really want to be on my team, but every single woman that has came on my team saw my story. They saw me showing up every single day. They saw me being consistent. And because of me sharing my why, you need to do that at least, I would say, once a week. I try to get in my stories and just share why I love Cincy and what it's doing in my life. They came to me and asked me to be a part of my team. Every single girl that's on my team, I did not message them. Not one single girl that's on my team, I did not message them. They came to me because they saw my passion. They saw my realness. I get on my stories. Stories is a big thing for me. Chloe taught me so much with that.
And Serena, with you, what people have to understand is you did a total customer shift, like a total business shift. Like if anybody was scared, it would have been you, because you have this whole customer base of your other direct sales, and now you're having to convince them that you're bought into another company. So I know exactly what you're talking about, because I mean, you do the same content now to this day in your stories, but you're always sharing and talking, and you're talking about this opportunity. You're talking about how Cincy has blessed your life, instead of just saying, you should join my team because you can get it, and I have a kit to give away. They don't care about a kit you have to give away. Newsflash, they don't care about your out-of-pocket cost gift. They don't care. They want to know how Cincy is getting her to stay at home with her babies while her husband was going through chemo. They want to know why she's out driving on the weekends to look at properties, because she's going to be able to buy a house this year. So yeah, anyways, I want you to keep talking, but I'm just loving this. So
no,
yeah,
you're fine.
As a lead consultant, walk us through when you sponsored somebody, how did you start leading them? What are activities that are instilled into you as a leader, at a lead consultant? What did you start doing? What activities?
So I followed what Chloe taught me. Every single person, even when I was a lead consultant, my very first person, as soon as they join my team, I'm sending them the workstation link, because listen, Cincy, it can take up to like 48 hours before they send them an email. I send them the workstation link. If they already know their consultant ID, which they should, but some of them forget to write it down. As soon as I'm able to go in my workstation and find their consultant ID, I give them that and I say, listen, I want you to log into workstation with your consultant ID and the password you created to join my team. And I want you to go to order or menu, orders, create a party link, and go ahead and share that you have joined Cincy, and here is a link that they can go look around at your website to check out all the Cincy products. Once they do that, I tell them, okay, I want you to log back into your workstation and do the first things first checklist that's right there on the main screen. You have 2 days to get that done. You have to give them a time frame, because if you don't, they're going to forget. And then you're going to want to check up on them the next day and let them know, because you can go to your workstation and see if they've completed the first things first checklist. And if they haven't, then remind them and ask them, make sure you're checking off and you see the green check marks, because even if you watched all 6 and you didn't check it off, then it's not showing that you completed that. So that's the first 2 things that I always make sure that they do as soon as they join.
Oh, so you mean people can't sponsor people and just ghost them?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're not going to work.
Okay.
How can you expect someone to work their business if you don't do anything with them? They're not going to show up. My team is successful. I just got my first director under me because I'm consistent. I don't give up on my team. I show up every single day for my team. I talk to every single girl on my team at least once a week, a personal one-on-one conversation. My team, like, we have a bond like no other. You've got to create a trust with your team. You've got to create that environment, because if you just sit there and you just wait for your new recruit to do something magical and not give them the tools that they need to succeed, it's not going to happen, because they're not going to see that you're showing up. That's the number one thing that I get from every girl that's joined our team, and even girls that's not under me. They come to me and they're like, girl, I just want you to know that this is a team that because I have other girls that's done direct sales before, and they're like, our team, I've never seen this atmosphere in a team before that I've been a part of. I just want to thank you for showing up every day when you don't even have to. I've never seen a leader like you show up.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, because a lot of leaders too, they're not doing monthly calls or lives. They're not pulling reports to identify who they're going to work with. So why don't you walk through this? Like, even again, as a lead consultant, you were already pulling reports because you asked for a reports training when you were a lead consultant. I don't know if you remember. So yeah, like, walk them literally through, like, what activities did you do to get where you're at? Because I think they need to hear, like, yes, you love your team. Yes, you show up every day, but I want you to tell them what in the hell you're doing, because they need to hear the mentality you have and like what you're doing with them. So let's like kind of, just walk through that. Like, what are you doing monthly with your team? How are you identifying leaders? And, how are you working with them?
Well, I do one-on-one. I offer one-on-one calls every single month, and I don't go to them and say, hey, you need to do a one-on-one call with me. I want to see who's going to show up and who wants to do a one-on-one call with me. If they don't want it, I can't force it. So I will do one-on-one calls with anybody. Even if I'm not their direct upline, I will do one-on-one calls. I actually had to reach out to a person last night because she messaged and said she was about to give up, and she just joined a few weeks ago. And this is because her upline has not helped her at all. And I'm like, okay, you come to me when you have questions. I'm here to help you. I don't care if so-and-so is not helping you, but this is what we need to do. Book some parties, get into your messenger, talk to as many people as you can, share your excitement, get into stories and say, hey, who wants to earn free and half off Cincy? Like, we just launched spring and summer, and holy freaking moly, this is my favorite launch that Cincy's ever done, by the way. I'm waiting on my products to come in and I can't wait to share them. But seriously, I tell my girls, like, I can't make them do the things that I tell them to do, but they know to book at least 4 parties a month. They know that. So I remind them monthly, 4 parties a month. If you want a $600.
And I'm going to even stop you there. The reason you guys, Serena starts with parties is because she has always also followed the 3 legs of success.
Yes.
And as a leader, 100% you guys should
Yep.
be instilling that into your teams. Your teams are not partying because you're not focusing on that leg. So
That's right.
love that.
Yep. And I even tell them my personal goal for parties, I book 8 to 10 a month. No questions asked. That is my goal. I need 2 more this month and I'm going after it. I give them 4, but I'm like, I'm your leader and I'm going for more because I want more. I have bigger dreams and goals to reach, and that's just me. So not only that, but I have a party layout that I have sent to every single person on our team so that when they are first, it's, you guys, when someone is new that joins your team, they are scared to death. They're scared to death because they're like, okay, I don't know what I need to do. I have no idea what I need to do to get customers or to book parties. So I send them a party layout and I'm like, you can copy this, but make it your own. Make it sound like you, okay? I don't give them pictures to use because they can go and take selfies, and I let them know that. The more selfies, quit posting pictures of the items. Like, seriously, I took pictures of our warmer of the month as soon as I got it in the mail. I also let the girls on my team know, like, I know that it's overwhelming, but as soon as you get your kit, go live. I know lives are probably one of the scariest things. Actually, lives for me are not scary except for being on calls like this. It makes me scared, but I get nervous. But going live and showing what you get in your kit, that's like the first thing I want them to do when they get their kit. I want them to share just how excited they are about these products and smell them and share it with the world. So sharing the kit, booking parties. And I explained to them, booking parties is how you're going to grow your network. That's how you're going to get in contact with people you would never be able to come in contact with. And I'll tell you something, a few of the girls that's on my team came from parties that their friends did. Their friends didn't join my team, but they saw my excitement and saw me going live in parties. I go live in my parties too, not just once a night. I know Chloe does like a one night thing, but anytime I go live on my Facebook page, this is something I do. I share my live in my party groups. I share those so that they can see me changing out my wax on Wednesdays. I can show them how to use the diffusers, what a wall fan is, how to change the pods. So that's what I do. And it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone because I'm already going live on Facebook. Why not share it with all the parties that I have going on?
I'm going to tell you right now, if I had a VIP page, because I know quite a few of y'all do, I'd be doing that. You want to utilize a VIP page, go live on your real Facebook page and share those videos. That's something that I can agree with and I think is worth your time. That's really, really smart. Okay, so real quick, I also want to switch gears a little bit. Walk them through how, like, when you train on your team page, is it once a month? What content are you going over with them? What are you having them focus on? Obviously, it's the 3 legs, but what? And then when you are working with your leaders one-on-one, what are goals that you're setting for them? I want these lead consultants to understand the mindset of someone that is 7 months in, that's a director with a director under them, who has also earned annual sales, so who is selling like crazy. What are you training them on, and when are you training them?
So, of course, always 3 legs of success. So I actually went back to the basics when I did trainings last month. I did a training. I try to do at least 2 live trainings in our team page a month. That's what I try to do, beginning and or near the end. So we already went through the 3 legs of success. And last month, the last one that I just did was belief. Because it's so easy, especially the world that we're in right now, to feel like, to compare yourself with other people and to feel like you're not good enough and you can't do this. And so I wanted to go live and help them know that God called them to this and that I believe in them. So if I believe in them, they have to believe in themselves. And if they're not going to believe in themselves, then how can their customers believe in them? How can their team members believe in them? So it all comes within here. You have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to believe in the products. You have to believe in this company. If you don't, it's going to show. It's going to show if you just go live and try to be someone else. You need to be you. And my team knows that. I never will ask them anything. I will never tell them to do anything that I am not willing to do. And they see that. I'm consistent with my team. I will go ahead and say this because I know a lot of people don't believe in this. I have a team chat. And I know eventually when my team blows up, because it's going to happen, I'm calling that into existence, it's going to happen, that my team chat's not going to be able to be what it is right now. But we have such a close connection because in my team chat, you want to know what we do? We get up every morning and someone shares a positive quote for the day. I did it this morning. We get up every morning and we shout each other out when we book a party. We shout each other out when we're getting orders. We shout each other out when we've sponsored someone. So I think that's why my team is so strong, because in the beginning, I teach them to shout themselves out. I want to see them shout themselves out so that they believe in what they're doing. So that's what I do. I know that a lot of people don't believe in the chats, but you guys, it's worked so good for me. So I have not stopped doing it. We set goals for ourselves every day, and every single girl on my team shows up in our group chat and they show what their goal is for the day, whether it's 200 PRV or to book a party. We're literally in there, you guys, and like rooting for each other. My girl Angela hit director last month. And I put her on director watch, and when I posted about that, every girl on our team was like, yay, like, how far are you away? So we're just like, I love my team. I love God for sending every single person to my team, because gosh, we have some rock stars in there and it's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, your story is so awesome. I want to leave it open for the next few minutes, you guys, for any questions. Do y'all have any questions for Serena? Any obstacles that you guys have maybe faced that you want a tip on how to overcome? I just think that, Amber just said passion. You have that passion for Cincy, and not just for Cincy, you have a passion for people. And to me, it's about having a passion for people, not about having passion about a product. That's in selling a product and being a leader. You have to be passionate about people. And down from when you were my customer, I hope that I showed you how much you meant to me aside from a customer. And you guys, like, me and Serena,
I came to you.
Like, we're like besties and we've never even met. So let's see, there's some questions. All right. So do you,
and I will say,
I have a question.
The first time I bought Cincy was not from Chloe. I actually bought from someone that I went to school with. And can I tell you something? I bought from her 3 times. And not one time did I get a thank you. Not one time did I get something sent in the mail. And then I saw Chloe. Somehow she popped up, and then I started buying from her. And every single time she was thanking me, she was texting me, she sent me goodie bags. And that is what I do with my people. And that is what I've taught my team. If you cannot send out a goodie bag, because listen, I know everybody can't do that financially, thank them. Thank them on Facebook. Send them a text. Thank them. AMI is going, or Amy, whatever that app is called. That's what I use for my follow-up system. It is the best follow-up system ever. It's the best $8 a month I spend. If you do not have Amy, you need to download the app and use it. It literally gives you everything to say. You can go in and edit it and make it sound like you. And I have had so many people. I reached out to someone last month that I sent a goodie bag to, and asked her if she received it. And do you know what? She was like, I love the laundry care that you sent in there. What was the name of it? And she went and ordered pink cotton, the whole entire bundle, because I sent her one sample of the laundry liquid. Follow up.
It's so key. So, question from Amber, and this is probably related to her team. She's asking for her leaders and people who have struggle doing this. What do you say to book parties, and what do you say to people when having joined Convos?
Okay, so when someone if I'm going to book a party or want someone to book a party, I either will text them or I Facebook message them. Facebook is a big thing for me because that's just where I have a huge following. And I just message them and I'm like, hey girl, I'm setting up my parties for the month. And right now I have 2 parties left for February. I just wanted to come out and ask you, would you like to earn free and half off Cincy? As simple as that. You guys, you don't have to make it all like magical. You just ask them, do you want to earn free and half off Cincy? And I have 2 spots left or 5 spots left. Like, let them know that you only have a few spots left for this month. Or if February doesn't work for you, I'm also booking for March and April, which I have 4 spots left in March, and I'm now booking into April. So, and then for join conversations, I'm just me. I'm just real. And if I see someone on my radar that's ordering every month, I actually have a girl that I'm going to reach out today she's hosting a party. So, and she orders from me like 3 and 4 times a month, and she's a brand new customer that I just met like last month. So I'm going to message her, and I do voice messaging. I don't text out a lot of stuff. I love the voice messaging part of everything. I want people to hear my voice. I want them to hear my passion, my excitement. So I'm just going to be like, hey girl, you're already buying like multiple times a month, and I would be doing you a disservice if I did not offer you the opportunity that Cincy has to offer. I think you would be a rock star on my team. Have you given any thought to maybe doing Cincy, on the side, maybe as a business, or possibly for yourself to save money off of what you're already ordering?
So literally what's even coming to mind with this is passion and action. Because you're passionate about Cincy, and this is what people have to understand. If you have this sour work ethic and this sour attitude, and you're negative and you're unhappy, and Cincy never works for you, and you can't book a party, and you can't be Chloe Cox, and basically you're flushing yourself down the toilet,
yep.
I'm right, you're not going to book any parties because you're going to message people and not have that passion. Did you guys
That's
hear
right.
what I'm saying? Girl, you could do this, or we could do this. And it reminds me so much of myself, because I would do the same thing with Serena and so many of my people. So I think that's important for people to understand, is you're passionate and you take action because you want everybody to see the blessing of Cincy.
Yeah, I do.
Another question real quick.
And follow those that are successful. Follow Amber. Follow Chloe. I don't care if you don't like them. Follow them anyways. They are amazing, and they got to Superstar Director because it works. You have to stop being so negative. I have so many girls sometimes that they'll just be negative Nancy's, and I'm like, stop. That's why you're not booking parties. That's why you're not sponsoring.
We all can have those feelings. Like I was feeling that way yesterday, and I'm in a group chat with a lot of high-level performers, and I literally said in the group chat, I said, I'm going to go because I'm self-sabotaging myself, and I need to get out of here and get to work, or I'm not going to be well. Like it's important that when we know that we are in also like a negative mindset, like we're just struggling, to pull yourself out and not project it on other people. That's because you need to just get yourself together. So so hang on, really good question. So also someone asked what you put in your goodie bags. What would even be better is just with your goodie bags, just next time you do them, put them on How I'm Working. That way people can see it. But she probably does, just like we all do, the newest samples, warmer of the month, join info, something to say thank you, maybe a sit circle. But yeah, we do need to do more posting on the How I'm Working page on what those is, because we need to be sharing, okay, if you are sponsoring like what are you putting in those? So question from Shelby. I have failed the girls below me on my team, and I'm starting over, meaning I'm going to be the best. Yes, you are, girl. I understand what I did, and what I did was wrong. And guess what? We all fail in leadership every day. I truly feel like people change and grow in life, and I'm doing it. But my question is, how should I apologize? I want to let the girls know what I did and how sorry I am. I understand that they may not understand or accept it, but I want to simply say it. No more excuses for me. As a human, I can admit what I failed. What I'll say to you before, Serena, is you need to act. Your actions are going to speak louder than anything you can say. I would do actions of being an exemplary leader, like an awesome leader, and show them, because words are BS. I want to see what you're doing. So, Serena, what would you say to that?
I would say the same thing. Just show up, and show up consistently every single day. Because if you're not showing up and being consistent, your team's not going to show up and be consistent. They're going to slack. They're going to be like, why should I show up if my leader's not doing the work too?
Yeah, because chances are the people that don't like you or they don't like your leadership, they're not going to like you when you change. They're not going to like you when you say sorry. Already made up their mind. So I would not even focus on that. I would focus on trying to be a better human, a better leader, a better person in general. And then you're going to see that people follow real and they follow consistency. People can smell a lie from a mile away, and it stinks. So the trash stinks for a reason. So just be real and authentic. And if you feel like, I would even say you get to a point where I'm sure you have a team page, whoever this person is, if you feel like you need to be vulnerable and you need to go live and say, look, y'all, I want to let y'all know I'm making changes. I'm booking lots of parties. I'm making changes. I'm sorry if my leadership or the way that I was affected anyone, but I want y'all to know that I'm human. Humans make mistakes, and I'm going to do my best every day to be a better leader for myself and also for you guys. So I'm just going to show you. That's what right. And then I would let my actions talk. So yeah, hang on. Let me see. I think there was another one. Oh yeah. Do you listen to a lot of podcasts or trainings? Yeah. What are your favorite podcasts and what are your favorite trainings?
Oh gosh. Joshua, what's his last name? Is it Grunswald? I can't remember his last name. I do. And then there's another girl called Carly. I'll have to look up their last names. You know what I do? I get on YouTube a lot and I just look up, when I'm having like a down day, I'll look up motivational videos. And a lot of the, like Travis Shelton or whatever, he's on there. He's really good. But I listen to that and then I'll just look up business podcast. I'll just get on YouTube and Google like motivational business podcast, and I'll start going down through there and watching them, and I just take notes and then see how I can do what they're saying and apply that to my life and to my team and to my business. Yes, Trent Shelton. Sorry, I'm horrible with names. Like, I'm better with faces. So
yeah, no, I'm the same way. And also another one I really like is Craig Groeschel. I've shared a couple of things on here. He is really good, you guys. He actually dropped a new podcast today about how to not self-sabotage yourself, which is really good. So I'll share that on here. But
Cassia Fitzgerald, yes, I follow her too.
Yeah, Kasia Fitzgerald, she's a good one. Yeah, and so thank you so much, Serena, for being on today. I really wanted the leaders on here to just hear of someone who's doing it. You know, you guys, she joined 7 months ago. Many of you guys joined way before that. And we all have the same 24 hours a day. We all have the same freedom as far as who we can talk to a day. There's the same amount of customers out there yesterday as there are today. So, you know, just know that, you know, this year, this business, this life you guys want, it's waiting for you to wake up and for you to open the door. And, you know, Serena opened that door and she literally was like, I'm not looking back. Like, this is what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to send you all the things. Like, here's the leadership list. Here's all these things. Because when she opened that door and said she wasn't looking back, I knew we're going to do this thing all the way. So my question for you guys is, are you going to open the door? Like, are you going to get out of your own way? And are you going to actually open the door? And instead of saying, well, I've been a bad leader and this hasn't been good in that, are you going to focus on all the things that you're doing wrong? Because we're really good at that, but we're not focused on what's ahead. And we're not focused on, okay, how can I change those behaviors? How can I be the leader that I see in all these trainings? How can I be like that? Because we're all human. We all have a brain and a heart. So we all have the opportunity. But I think the difference with you, Serena, and 99% of the world is that you decided that you were going to open the door. And I think that that's something, like, it just gets me so emotional because, like, you had every reason to not join Cincy. You had every reason to, I mean, I remember training you and your kids screaming. Like, you had every reason to not succeed, but God has you here for a reason. I'm so grateful you're in this group and with these girls and guys that are in this leadership group. I am going to post this to YouTube. Anything you want to leave them with, Serena?
I will say, wake up earlier, stay up later. I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person. But listen, my son is finally in school. Hallelujah. So I have days now to myself, and my husband works from home too. So that's a whole other challenge, okay? So what I want to say is I used to go back to bed at 6:30. When my daughter would get on the bus, I would go back to bed because my son wasn't up yet. Well, he gets on the bus now around 7. I stay up. I used to go back to bed and and I'm not going to lie, at the beginning of doing Cincy, I would go back to bed and not get up till 8:30 or 9 o'clock because I hate mornings. I don't do that. I am up at 6 a.m. and I stay up. And guess what? When my kids are getting dressed and getting ready for school, I'm doing the things that I need to do for my business. Every single freaking second counts. Every single second counts. Stop scrolling. If you're scrolling, then go watch a podcast. Go listen to a training while you're putting together goodie bags. Or guess what? If you haven't booked any parties and you're not even active yet, don't be doing the goodie bags. Don't be making the labels.
Yep. And y'all, listen to trainings in the shower. Some people say that all the time. You know when I listen to podcasts and trainings? In the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Pro tip, quit saying you don't have time unless you ain't taking showers. Because if you ain't taking showers, we got a whole nother problem. I a podcast last night in the shower. Literally. Yep. So, all right. Well, love you guys so much. This will be on YouTube. I'm also going to make sure Serena can put it on her channel. Serena, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye, guys.